I tried playing Planet Zoo for the first time, and somehow that led me to build a zoo in the sky which ended in mayhem. So how did this come to be? Well, that's a funny story actually. I've been receiving countless comments from my Zoo Tycoon series about Planet Zoo. When am I going to cover Planet Zoo? Do I like Planet Zoo? What are my thoughts on Planet Zoo? When will I do Planet Zoo? Just tons of Planet Zoo stuff, alright? So when I'm creating a video on a game I've never played before, I first start off by opening and exploring the game briefly. Nothing too much, so that way my first playthrough is authentic and genuine. But immediately, I got sucked in. I was shocked at what you can do compared to the Zoo Tycoon games I was so used to playing. And this, my friends, is when I accidentally built some land in the sky by mistake. It was in this moment I immediately knew what type of zoo I was gonna make. A zoo in the sky. So I got to building. I built the highest possible staircase I could, and I found it could go significantly higher than the land masses could reach. I couldn't figure out first person mode either, so I just played pretend and used the camera traveling at sonic speed up these staircases to the top. After deleting my super staircase, I sprinkled floating land masses around for animal exhibits. I spaced them out and placed them at different heights. I'm telling you right now, I placed them at different heights. I did it. I chose to choose different heights. I did intend to build these roads out in random directions. I spent a great deal of time learning roads and how they work and how to get them to connect to one another. For those who do watch my content on a regular basis, you know I ignore all tutorials because I like making my vanilla life a little more spicy. But I did learn something, and I will have you know, the U key increases the slopes of the roads and the J key lowers it. I also built a landmass as high as I could in the far back with the intent to put necessary buildings back there. So I snaked my path all the way back to it to build the employee lounge as well as the restroom, really making sure my employees and guests have to work out them glutes before waiting in line for the stall. But unlike Zoo Tycoon, I needed there to be power up there, otherwise there'd be people using the loo in the dark, and I couldn't have that. So I had to generate some electricity. I thought the wind turbine appropriate, because there's probably high gusts of winds up there. But holy jeez, look at that drop if someone fell off the side. At this point in my build, I didn't know if people or animals can fall off the edge, but I'd come to find out that answer later. It was time to get serious. This is where I wanted to take my artistic vision to this floating zoo idea. I saw how many decorative items there were, and how you could layer and stack them together to create something truly magical. After spending an hour on just one of these rocks, I had layered so many of these boulders and plants together, it actually looked quite nice. It took me far longer than I'd like to admit trying to find out how to duplicate all of these as a group. After duplicating this once, I still found this pretty tedious with how much of the game I still wanted to explore. So instead, I built a tree bridge. I wondered if lemurs could climb up these things and fall off the edge. I didn't want to be cruel though, so I found out how to place water below. Ultimately, when I found the color options, I thought it was too cool to not do something toxic looking, so it looks like an unfortunate day for any potential monkeys that might fall from that tree. Things were looking promising for my sky zoo, but I needed staff, so I hired the essentials. It was time to adopt some animals. So I started with the mother flipping camels because nothing else is worth adopting first, but I had to get used to the Planet Zoo system of creating an adoption center and having employees deliver the animals. I prefer being able just to drop my animal into the exhibit. Maybe that's a feature somewhere, but I'm not sure. If not, Planet Zoo, just give us the choice to do deliveries or not, okay? So they dropped off Harry, Larry, and Barry at my first completed exhibit, and I saw a lovely box animation take place. Like any normal sane person would do, the first thing I attempted was breaking down the gate to let the llamas run free and terrify our guests. Wait, what did I just say?
Breaking down the gate to let the llamas run free and...
Barry chose to take first watch and stand guard, protecting the frightened Harry and Larry. I chose to leave the camels where they were, so we'll check back in on them later to see if they do anything. So I expanded my zoo lineup with some lemurs in the palm tree artwork exhibit. My hope now was these lemurs would run off into the trees in hopes that they could fly. But to my dismay, they were satisfied with their dirt. I found these climbing pole beams you could stack together in convenient ways. I thought perhaps this could be my ticket to get them to climb over the edge. They took the bait. But no matter how ridiculous the shape was, they just randomly be boxed up or just sit comfortably out there without a care in the world that certain death was beneath them. Oh, wait. You can build signs and spell things? Yes, during filming, I discovered you can build signs and spell things, so let's do it! What a perfect way to display the names of my patrons. First you've got Alli, then there's Mariah, Ulrika, Viktor, Khaled, Zack, NorthStarrs, my old pal Reynolds, and last but not least, KnightOfKris. So I then built a tiger exhibit with walls clearly too low to see what would happen. The expected and unexpected happened. I forgot when I had started my zoo. I had started off with a serious goal in mind, so I had turned off guest fleeing. Time to turn that bad boy back on. As I watched my guests run for their lives, I realized I had already sunk in 4 hours into this game for such a simple zoo. It made me realize how deep you could go with this game. After the letdown that was the tiger escape, the dirt-obsessed lemurs, and Barry, the guardian camel, I wanted to up the stakes to see what we could do with this game. So, much like my Zoo Tycoon videos, it was time for Fight Club. Things were going great in Fight Club, but no one was falling off like I had hoped. I was about to lose faith until... Geesh, way to be a letdown, Mr. Zebra. That's when my heart fell into my stomach. I've got guest visitors? Other players? I couldn't find a way to chat with these people, but I knew they were watching this horrific experiment unfold. I wanted to hide the fact that I was responsible for this madness, so I branded my name into the grass below to let them know that I was responsible for the stuff on the ground and not up in the sky. It was all for naught, though. I searched online for how to chat with these visitors in my zoo, but these players were just random player avatars, and no one actually cared about my sky zoo. I pressed on, though discouraged, but I wanted to test the weather feature the game has built in, which was quite realistic, I might add, especially that snow one. Realizing now I was going into hour 5 of this zoo, I thought back on everything that had come before. I started this project with an optimistic mind and a vision to cover this game for the first time on this channel. The mistake of placing a landmass in the sky revealed to me just how powerful this zoo builder game could be. I went down a rabbit hole of madness, allowing my crazy mind to run free into disorganized chaos, only then to resort in Fight Club like I always do. It made me think of simpler times in Zoo Tycoon, and I thought on how far we had come with these games. Is Planet Zoo too complex, or is it the new and improved Zoo Tycoon? I'd love to know your thoughts and why in the comments. If you guys like this Planet Zoo coverage, I think it'd be really cool to start a series where I review your guys' maps that you guys make if you guys are making them. Speaking of which, check the pinned comment down below because you guys can download this map if you have Planet Zoo. Mess around with it. See y'all again soon.